Thank you, Gene. I have a kind of a funny story about Seattle. My son was learning how to speak or read, and so he'd see a sign and he'd read it and stuff like that. We went down to Pikes Pier, and I don't know if you know Seattle well, but all around that area is kind of not the nice part of town. So he was looking at certain signs about establishments and that you wouldn't want to really go to, and he was asking me how to say certain words and stuff like that. So we had to quickly change the topic. So Alan, I know Alan from my club, and I was wondering if you could come up and tell us about the worst movie you ever seen.
Mr. Table Topic Manager, Master and Area Governor, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. The worst movie I ever saw? Well, I used to work down at Crossroads Restaurant, and there was a waitress there named Andrea that I really liked. But I never thought I'd have a chance of going on a date with her. But I flirted with her a bit, and one time I was calling her Angela, like an angel. And she says, "Can you even get my name right? It's Andrea." I said, "Well, maybe if I hung out with you a bit more, maybe I could learn your name properly." She said, let's go for a movie. She said, "Okay." She accepted. Now I'm scared. But we went. I'll let her, ladies' choice, you know. So we went to see Child's Play 2. Well, I'm not into horror movies at all. I was more scared than she was. I was grabbing her hand for comfort. But I hated the movie. And she was just kind of sitting there like doing nothing. And so I'm scared to death there, but I can't show it. I'm a guy. But I put down her hand and say, "I'm doing it for your comfort," but it was really for mine. So Jack, have you ever been to that spot? You been afraid to show your fear too? That's why Toastmasters is great. Because come in here, and even if you're afraid, you just act confident, and you'll become confident. You'll overcome your fear by action. A book I read saw called Magic of Thinking Big. Says action cures fear. So come and join Toastmasters. Get into action and overcome your fear. And then you can go on a date and pretend you're confident. Mr. Table Topic Master.
Mark, I was wondering if you would like to tell me your favorite movie that you saw.
We're good. Madam Chairman, Area Governor, fellow Toastmasters, and most honoured guests. The favourite movie, well, I'm just going to go with a movie that I saw recently. I've got lots of favourite movies, and it can change from day to day. I saw a movie about a really interesting story, and it was told by an Indian gentleman, and he was looking back on his life, and it was a story about him being shipwrecked. Has anybody recognizing what this movie is? It's a movie called Life of Pi, and if you haven't seen it, I would recommend you have a look at it. It's really compelling. The story itself is outlandish, that this person was shipwrecked, and he was on this lifeboat, and there were animals, and there was all these fantastical happenings. But the imagery is stunning. You've got these beautiful vistas of underwater, where he is underwater and the light shining through. There's this amazing scene where a whale comes up out of the water, and it's just incredible. But the most significant thing about that movie, I would say, is that it shows that there are two ways of looking at your life. He had two stories to tell. One of them was grim and full of nasty details, and the other one was full of wonder and full of magical, fantastical happenings. And he said at the end to the guy that he was talking to, he was talking to a friend of his, and he said, "Tell me, which story do you prefer?" So this is an amazing thing to consider. And this story and the film teaches you this stunning concept. It's up to you to have a look at your life and say, which story am I going to tell? Which story am I going to prefer? Isn't that amazing? This is Toastmasters.